what is up, you guys? I am here with my WWE non-pay-per-view DVD collection of 2018. And I know Relaxing Ghost just did his, and mine's a little late. I usually do it a little earlier in the year, but better now than never. So, instead of getting down like I do with the pay-per-views, I figured I would just show you it and give you my thoughts. There's not much to show for these, and I have done reviews for every single one. So, we've seen some changes this year, we've seen some improvements, but let's get right into it. First, we had the best pay-per-view matches of 2017. This is a great cover. As you can see, you have the WrestleMania 33 stage in the background. You have your alignment of superstars. And, this was a pretty good set. We have some artwork on the inside there. And then you have your listing. We saw, we didn't see pay-per-view highlights this time, which is different, but we just saw the matches. You had Royal Rumble, you had Elimination Chamber, of course WrestleMania, SummerSlam, a little bit of everything here. You had AJ Styles and John Cena from the Rumble, you had the men's Elimination Chamber match. Wow. There was only one men's Elimination Chamber match. So, yeah, for 2017. And then we had 3 WrestleMania matches, and as well as 2 SummerSlams. You had No Mercy. You had everything up to TLC, so they stopped at October. But, this is one of those sets. It's very beautiful. I really like this. But, it's not essential, but one good thing we got, 9 hours. This year was a lot better with run times. So it's not an essential set. There's not much to say about it. If you have every pay-per-view DVD like I do, then there's really not much of a point in getting it. It's just for the hardcore collectors. Next up, we have the Best of Raw and SmackDown Live 2017. Again, cool artwork. I like it. And this one had a runtime of 8 hours, 47 minutes. Why not just round it up? Show you some more artwork there. And we did have your listing behind the discs, which I'm not a big fan of, but it's better than no listing. Once again, if you watch Raw and SmackDown every week, which I don't, this is a good set. It's good to catch up. A lot of it, yeah, you can probably find it on YouTube, but this is one set I do like, because I don't usually like the best of sets that come out in the beginning of the year. Raw and SmackDown, to me, it's essential, because it's stuff that's not released on DVD. Like the best of pay-per-views is different. It's been released. But a lot of this stuff, pretty much all of it, is not released. So it's good that you have that highlight reel for the year of 2017 for Raw and SmackDown. Next up, we have the final Digipack, the Best of NXT 2017. So this is the complete brand. So it's televised and pay-per-view. Whereas this year, for 2018, the Best of 2018 set is just going to be TakeOver. But, so this was covering the NXT television show as well. Well, not TV, network show as well. You have Asuka front and center there. And, yeah, enjoy the artwork while it's there. Oh, boy. But we have some really cool matches and moments on here. You have basically some stuff from every takeover. You have San Antonio, Orlando. Let's see, War Games. This one does go up to November, which is better. It's better than October. And yeah, this has some good stuff on it. You have the tag team ladder match with DIY and Authors of Pain. You have Aleister Black and Kyle O'Reilly from NXT the show. You have Johnny Gargano and Andrade, that's his name now, from Brooklyn 3. You do get the War Games match, as well as Drew McIntyre versus Andrade Cien Almas. So, good stuff on here. You know, this is another one I agree with. It's essential, because a lot of this is not released. Well, pretty much none of this is released. So, now we get into the actual, like, releases with new content. So we thought. And behold, the new format. We have the regular jewel cases, but this one did come with a slipcover, as you can see. Raw 25, the 25th anniversary DVD, which comes with the complete Raw 25 episode, and the top 25 moments in Raw history. And what we have here on the inside, we have kind of cheaper disc artwork, no insert. And like I said, it's inside a regular jewel case. And no insert for this one, but we'll get to that. But we do get a slipcover. This one has a runtime of 468 minutes. They started doing minutes instead of hours now. And this is a big change because I wasn't expecting this when I got it. I thought, alright, maybe it's a one-time thing. It's not. So, what can you do? I mean, I've gone on my rants. I've made videos about the format. It is what it is. It's what we're getting. At least we're still getting DVDs. And trust me, there were more changes to come. But this DVD, we don't need top 25 moments. We already have so many Raw sets. It's all stuff we've seen. And the Raw 25th anniversary episode was nothing special. It was a big letdown. You know, I think Raw 1000 was a lot better. Even like the Raw 15th anniversary show was a lot better than this. So, not really the most necessary set. But, you know, the cover's alright. It kind of followed the cliche of putting every wrestler on it. A lot of the pay-per-views did that this year. But, yeah, like I said, not the best release. Next up, we have one of my favorite releases of the year. We have the Best of the Hardy Boys, which is also called Twist of Fate. That's never been used before. And this was the Best Buy exclusive cover, which was the slip cover with the regular artwork under it. And, you know, I prefer the slip cover. And the changes we saw with this one is the infamous stacked discs. But we did get an insert, which is a little shorter, and they did fix that. But I was really excited to see an insert in here. You know, you have some really good stuff on this set. You have most of the early TLC matches, which are some of my personal favorites. I love the three-way rivalry between Edge and Christian, Dudleys, and the Hardys. Love that rivalry. And you get a lot of stuff from 1996 to 2017. So you get some of their return after WrestleMania 33. You know, you have WrestleMania 25, Matt and Jeff going against each other. You have the I Quit match from Backlash. And, yeah, you get the WrestleMania return. And a lot of their single stuff from the early 2000s. You have Jeff Hardy and Chris Jericho from 2003. That's one of my favorite underrated matches. I loved it. And the disc artwork, very generic here. I don't want to take them all out. Because now when you take them out, there's risk of damaging them. Because they're stacked. But at least we got the improvement of inserts. So this to me was a really good set. I could have done with a documentary, but we'll get to that later on. But you know, it's a good compilation set for what it is. Next up we had Randy Savage Unreleased. You had Macho Man on the front there. Really cool artwork. Your regular case, which, get used to it. And this was basically unreleased footage, which I'm all for that. And you can see the insert actually is the full length of the DVD, so it's not like an awkward fitting. Return of the stacked discs and generic artwork, but we get some really good stuff on this. You have stuff from 85 all the way up to 99. Some WCW stuff in here. You have a match with Kurt Hennig, which is really cool. You have versus Yokozuna. We have Hercules, Bruce the Barber Beefcake, Hogan, of course. A lot of house show footage, and you know, this is great stuff. I voted this as the best DVD of the year. It's all unreleased. You know, what can you add? What more could you want? You know, we've had every format for Macho Man. Now we have the documentary compilation, and now we have this. So, you know, really good unseen moments. 531-minute runtime. Very good on their part for that one. Next up we had Then, Now, Forever, the evolution of the women's division. You have, not really a big fan of Ronda Rousey being on the front and center, but whatever. I'd rather have Chyna or something. But Chyna is on this, so that's a plus. 531-minute runtime. You can see the inside artwork there. Insert included, which is awesome. And basically what this is, it gives you kind of a mini vignette documentary for, you know, Wendy Richter, Sensational Sherry, Mickie James, Trish Stratus, Molly Holly, you know, a lot of the pioneers of the women's division. And then you get some extra matches in between there. You have Fabulous Moolah versus Wendy Richter, Ivory versus Chyna from WrestleMania 17, and then you have the first Hell in a Cell match, the first Chamber match. You have some Mae Young Classic on here. So, you know, this was a good DVD. You know, at least it just wasn't some compilation. You actually had some substance to this. So, another good one on their part. Next up we had Shield Justice for All. 3-disc set. 525-minute runtime. And something else we started getting this year. The Canadian rating. And we also have the Warner Brothers logo. That's the reason for all the changes, of course. And they've been partnered with WWE since 2015. So it's kind of strange that now they're just changing everything. But as you can see, you have your artwork. And what this is basically a disc for each of the members of the Shield. You have Dean Ambrose on 1, Seth Rollins on 2, and then on the third one we have Roman. And really, it's pretty much all been released already. A lot of pay-per-view matches on here, so this one's really not essential, unfortunately. You know, it's not a documentary, nothing like that. It's kind of them just trying to capitalize on the Shield reunion, unfortunately. Really good cover artwork, though. I really like that. So this one, you could probably pass on it. Speaking of passing on things, 30 years of SummerSlam. Fuck this DVD. This one pissed me off. You know, just when you thought 30 years of Survivor Series got it wrong, leave it to SummerSlam. We don't get 30 moments. We don't get a really cool behind-the-scenes documentary. We just get matches that have been released before. Every single match on here has been released. No new content. You know, you get some hosting segments, but what's that going to do? I just wish they would have done the true story of SummerSlam, just like the Rumble and WrestleMania. I love the true story of WrestleMania. Love that documentary. It's one of my favorites. You could have easily done that with this, and they just completely dropped the ball. The disc art works a little better, though. So yeah, you just get matches from 88 all the way up to 2017. It even fits on one side of the insert. Yeah, this one's just... I mean, you get the steel cage match with Bret and Owen Hart. Demolition versus the Hart Foundation. RVD and Jeff Hardy from 2001. So, I mean, it's good matches. It's just no new content. I'm not a huge fan of the artwork either, personally. But this one has a 519-minute runtime. Next up, we got another unreleased set. Shawn Michaels this time around. Pretty cool artwork. And we get a lot on this. 512 minutes. It's so much that the insert had to be turned sideways. But yeah, it's just like the Macho Man release. And we have a lot of the rockers for disc 1. You know, discs 2 and 3. We have, of course, his singles runs. You know, we have up to 2009. And a lot of house shows. You know, you have versus Chris Jericho, Christian, Ric Flair, 1, 2, 3 Kid. You know, a lot of the Click members. You have some DX stuff on here. So, another great release. Not much to really say about it, being it's all new content. And, you know, it's just a great compilation. So, definitely pick this one up. Another disappointing release. There was a UK exclusive cover, which I do not have yet. Probably will get it eventually. Most phenomenal matches. Of course, AJ Styles. They literally use the same artwork as TLC 2016. But, you know, this one again, could have put a documentary. Really cool disc artwork, though. I do like that. And we also get advertisement for books. Creating the Mania. Accepted, Pat Patterson. And then the NXT. Yeah, this one, a lot of this has been released. You know, you have WrestleMania matches on here. A lot of pay-per-views. And, you know, it's cool artwork and stuff, but this one's not essential. You're basically getting a lot of stuff that's been released. And even if you get Raw and SmackDown stuff, it's probably also on the best of set from earlier in the year from Raw and SmackDown. This one has a 522-minute runtime. And, you know, obviously it's all WWE matches. You know, you have versus Chris Jericho, two Chris Jericho matches. You have versus Roman Reigns, both times, both pay-per-views, Payback and Extreme Rules. You have WrestleMania 34 against Nakamura. You have his SmackDown Live match with Andrade Cien Almas. You know, his match with Chad Gable. So there's some really good content on here. It's just nothing new. That's the problem. So, you know, even if it is new, you know, it can be seen on Raw and SmackDown. It would have just been cool to have a documentary. And that brings us to the big problem of the year. No documentary DVDs. I've said this before, but I'll keep saying it. It's ridiculous. And, you know, that's probably the biggest takeaway from 2018. No documentaries. I think the last one we had was Kevin Owens. And that was 2017. And the final release of the year, the closest thing we're getting to documentaries, the best of WWE 24 2018, comes with the WrestleMania 33, the Hardy's Woken, Raw 25, and Empowered. Hardy's Woken was a great episode. I think that could have just been released on the Hardy Boys DVD, but now I see why they didn't. And it is nice we have a tray, because it is 2 discs with a 6-hour runtime. And I've ranted about this one. Okay. Instead of not putting more episodes on this from previous years, I think you just should have done best of 24, period. Not just 2018. But you have matches that have all been released. You know, you have WrestleMania 33, of course, Raw 25, you know, Fastlane. So all of these have been released. So nothing really new here when it comes to matches. But it is nice to see 24 on DVD. Because I do like the 24 episodes. You know, I think they could be a little bit better. But it's good for WWE content. And it's the closest thing we'll get in the documentaries. So overall, a very back and forth year for DVDs. It's clear that they don't care as much. It's clear that, you know, it's a dying format, unfortunately. You know, I don't know when WWE DVDs are going to stop being made. I don't know that. Is it going to be 2020, 2021? I don't know. But it's very clear that they just don't care. We're not getting digipacks with great artwork. We didn't get an insert for the first 2018 release, so that's probably not a good sign. You know, we're getting bad disc artwork. We're getting the stacked DVDs. It's just a mess. But there were a few gems, so that's always good. But let me know your opinion on this year for WWE DVDs. What your favorites were, what your least favorites were. And for now, this has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.